Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. Let's continue with the security configuration. Today we are going to start the security configuration. In this security configuration, we are going to understand first of all what is meant by security configuration. One second. Let me find it by PTs. First of all, let's understand what is meant by security groups in the organization. What and all we need to do in the security groups on SAME. Let's dig into the process. Security group. How many security groups in organization? Please go ahead. How many security groups in organization? Active Directory. It is a database and set of services that connect users with the network resources they need to get their work done. In Active Directory, there are two types of administrative responsibilities. Service administrators responsible for maintaining and delivering Active Directory domains ADDS, including managing domain controllers and configuring the ADDS. Then second is data administrator responsible for maintaining the data that is stored in ADDS and domain members, servers and workstations. There are two types of groups in Active Directory. Distribution group used to create email distribution list. Security groups used to assign permission to shared resources. Thank you very much. Coming to this, we need to understand how many security groups we have in the organization and what is meant by AD and what is meant by TS. AD is an Active Directory in the security group. Take it as an example. While unknowingly, we need to maintain the organization security, the basic level security group. First of all, I would like to tell you people who will create a security group to the organization and how the security group is going to be created in the organization. And whenever the organization has been established in the market and the organization top hand people like board of directors and CEOs and other department managers and departments, individual department team leaders will sit in a conference room. They are going to develop a security rule book. This security rule book will be designed for each and every individual employee and along with each and every department in the organization and the overall organization. Each and every individual security points how it will be and looks like. Take it as an example. Kuzma is joining to our XYZ organization, private sector. The basic security group is Kuzma cannot share her credentials, login credentials, ID cards. She cannot share her lockers and has a personal security. She needs to keep her wallet, ATM cards, mobile pings. Everything has a secure way. If she was not made below the targets, that would be she was not followed those security terms and policy in the organization. Along with that, we cannot carry the external pen drives, dongles, hard drives to our workstation. And Apart from this, we cannot share the organization's sensible information to the WhatsApp chat groups and along with the social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn and other portals. And coming to that, the security group will be designed not only to the organization but related to your personal security also. Kind of the way you're dressing up, coming to the organization, and you need to take care about yourself and you need to be as a dignity way and you need to talk in a respectful words to including your colleagues and along with your team leaders and the managers, and you need to maintain the dignity between the employees and along with the organization. What and all you have been as a responsible organization has given the designation. This is the one of the security group of individual coming to the department security group. Take it as an example, HR team, training team, operation team. These three teams, we will divide it as an ABC. We will divide as an ABC. In these three teams, A, B, C, we are going to understand HR team having a different level of security aspects and training team having different level of security team aspects and operation team having different level of security aspects. Each and every team they have in certain active data related information. Those data related information along with that basic individual security groups which we need to build up according to your workstation and according to your roles and responsibility, according to your department and organization. How to build a security group between individual employee and the departments in the organization. Coming to the overall organization, if it has come to the overall organization, we have a very minimal security points. Like as I discussed with that individual employee security points along with the do not influence under the drugs and alcohol in the organization, and we cannot able to work while influencing drugs and related stuff to the organization. Those also points we will add into. The organization has a security group, primary actors. What is mean by AD and DS? AD is incompletely, active directors. DS is related to the domain services. We need to create an active director security and domain services security. What is mean by active directory and domain services? Active directory in the sense we need to maintain along with the organization policy and the individual policy. Domain services in the sense the data related, project related, which we are going to handle with the organization. Go with the next one. Security groups are characterized by the scope that identifies the extent to which the group is applied in the domain tree or forest. The scope of the group defines where the group can be granted permissions. The following three group scopes are defined by the Active Directory: universal, global, and domain local. What is the security groups type? Security groups of users who need to perform action to access data, define tasks and reports that are functionally similar domain security policies. Do they dictate which security group can view or modify data within domains? At this point, we are going to understand, based on our activities in the organization, based on our projects in the organization, whether we need to create a security level to the universal level or global level or domain local level. All the security points will cover the same. If it is come to the universal and global and local, we need a support of our networking team has been. Because whenever we are going to creating any data related security aspects, we need a proper tracking system. Where is the files is going in the organization? What are all portals we are using to file transfer, file translation, and how we are going to identify if someone is connecting a pen drive dongles, external drives, hard disk mobile USB slots. If someone connected how, we need to identify how to trigger the errors to the particular system. ID person that they cannot authorize to do such activities in the system. These are all which we need to maintain in the domain security groups and types. This is a basic example. Guys, take it as an example. Once we created any project in the organization, let's call it as a local. It will share it to the multiple departments within the organization. Let's call it as a domain local. Once we was being given an inner body of the project, it will went into the market. Under the market, after doing a several tests happen, it will going to be a domain local. Sale to our project hand over client, and the client will start utilizing the project into the market as it was going to be connected to the multiple persons in the market. How to maintain in security group and what are all security aspects and points we are going to taking from the organization. We need to give that overview to our clients and along with our employees and along with our individual departments. This is what which we are going to make all the things. And coming to the next one, what does functional areas means? Please go ahead. Functional areas are the terms of employees who have similar skill and expertise. For example, the company's sales department is a common functional area, and the staff in this area would all be focused on selling the company's product. The activities needed to operate a business can be divided into a number of functional areas: management, operations, marketing, accounting, and finance. Whenever we are going to creating a security groups to the functional areas, we need to focus first our organization, individual departments. Then we are going to mention the security groups. What are all security points we need to put on that particular department for the management? It's a kind of organization. Operations, meaning by operations they're going to act in the project with the bulk people. Marketing team, they have 20 to 25 members. Accounting team, they have certain 10 members. Finance team, they have 5 to 8 members. Each and every team, they have a different type of security norms and aspect to those security norms and aspect to which we need to create it, and we need to make all it. How we are going to make all it, that we are going to understand once we start doing the creating of security group of areas. Go with the next. This is a small basic example to your people. Functional business area. These are all individual departments. We're just presenting only the 5 departments. But if it comes to an individual organization, we're supposed to give this support to multiple domains in the organization like HR, team training, team operations, admin, marketing, payroll, finance. And there was other X, Y, Z departments which we need to create, and several functional security areas to get our data has been secure. Go with the next slide. What is the securable items in security policies? A securable object is an object that has security descriptor. All named Windows objects are securable. A security policy is a definition of what it means to be secure for a system, organization, or other entity. For an organization, it's to address the constraints on behavior of its members as well as constraint imposed on adversities by mechanisms such as door locks, keys and walls. In this particular position, we are going to understand how to create security policies not only to the individual employee or organization related. Security policy will be applicable to your lockers, keys, wallets, and your personal related security. Also important to the organization in kind of grooming skills or kind of the hygiene related activities in the organization. These all will be included into the security policy. The security policy will be developed in the benefit of employee, organization, and department and client as well. Purpose. First of all, whenever you people creating any security group, you need to understand what is the purpose they are going to creating a security group. Next, audience. You need to understand what is our target audience and what is our domain. We are going to creating a security group. And the third point, information security object. That means what is the point? We are going to creating a security group to the particular department. Authorize and access control policy. If we created any security policy, as a Workday consultant, I cannot able to check the security reports on every day. Which person, what is doing, and what are all departments, how they are using these all things. I need a dedicated person who is going to authorize the access and control policy from the each and every individual department. Someone need to be taken initiative and responsibility in the organization. They need to flash these security reports to their higher level management. If they find it any unethical activities was being conducting in the department or individual person or organization. Data classifications. What are all data we are using in the organization in terms of employee related data or payroll related data or banking related data or kind of project related data. We need to understand what kind of security group we are going to creating. To the theme of action, data support and operations. In this data support and operation, what exactly we are going to do? Most probably, we are going to support to the only operations teams. In this operation, teams is going to give the security policy of their project. What and all security points we are going to add? Whenever we are going to add any, we are going to creating any security group, you should very clearly aware that is that security group. Whenever someone is given a request, is that security group loops to your team leader or your reporting manager or the respective person reporting team leader and manager. The higher team has been looped or not in the organization. We need to check the email very clearly. If everyone has been looped and everyone has been uprooted, then only we need to go and start creating the security groups. Security awareness and behavior. This awareness program which each and every individual team leaders, HR induction, HRs, operation, HRs, everyone need to take in responsibility to give the awareness program like fire security related and everything. The awareness program which we need to give each and every new joining employee in the organization. Responsibilities, rights and duties of the personnel. We need to understand what is the responsibilities and what is the rights and what is the duty. We need to understand all that and we need to make all the things as much as we can able to better doing things in the pattern. This is the Facebook organization chart. How many we have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, then 17, 19, 98, 1, 23, 24, 25, 26, 30, 32, 33. Total, how many departments we have, like individual and group departments? We have 33 departments. That means organization should create 33 security domains in the Workday to secure your data. This is routine for all the organizations. Now we are going to understand how to create a domain security policy. To create a domain security policy and business process security policy and security groups and role-based security groups, user-based security groups, configuration-based security groups. First, we are going to start with how to create a security groups domain security groups. That means already established in our organization how to check those security groups. To doing this activity, we need to jump into the software. First, we are going to open up our organization or our supervisor. I'm going to tap on here, enter cloud. I'm going to tapping onto my IB Member Limited song here. Have a tap onto the option. In this, I'm going to tapping onto the security group. This is called it as a security groups. You can see these all security groups: access, rights, roles, workers, role frame. Security group in the sense the individual departments, organization within the organization. What are all individual departments? We have those names. Access rights in the sense that particular individual department, whatever the rights they have, those details you will see in the access rights. Roles in the sense the particular department having what are all roles and responsibilities they have. Workers in the sense in that particular department who are all working top level management, managers and team leaders. Those details will be appeared on here. Role from in the sense you can find that in that particular department how many employees, group employees has been available, like L1, L4 employees agents. Take it as an example. I'm going to pick my role based security group on here. I'm just moving on my cursor like this. Existing security group. I'm going to editing. Tapping on these three dots, and I need to go on the role based security group on here, have it app onto the area. Whenever you joined any of the new organization, the organization already established the security groups. If you get that security group points need to be changes, or you need to add certain new points in that particular security group, you can have it follow the same procedure. To doing this activity, I'm going to jump into the domain name 134, role-based security group B. This I'm going to change as on HR team security group. And coming to the name is already used. You can try with another different name. I can mention here in the bracket Cloud Foundation Private Limited just for the temporary purpose. In the training domain, I used to create, in a day probably certain options. It was taking enough time. That's the reason I'm getting those errors. Coming to, in the comment box, I need to enter my HR team security group key points. And this I'm going to enter my HR team security group key points. I'm going to enter my HR team security group key points. The second point is telling you that employee data cannot share the emails. We need to use the proper, organization tools called LMS portal, something like that. We need to share the data within the portals. And the third point I'm going to mention H. I cannot share the personal information to any other people. Kind of reports and the data related, bulk data related activity I mentioned in the second point. And the third point I'm just mentioning has my own, something I'm just written over there. There is no mandatory which we need to make or something like this. We need to take all these 4 points from the organization rule book. Why I'm asking you people to tell me in the sense what is the awareness program you're having of those particular key points, just to understand yourself. Platforms, the other points I'm just making as an exit points. If you people having any points, please let us know. I made it the security key points for the HR security group. The existing one, I deleted that. Assigning roles, I'm going to select here. Admin. Coming to the below, have a tap onto the business process security policy permissions. Have a tap onto. This is how we need to do the existing security group. how to update it and how to edit. This is how the process we need to follow it. Once we was being tapped onto the submitted, the request will flow to the respective HR manager's bucket. Once he check all the points and all the details, once he was being approved, that was going to be activated from the second. Once he tapped onto the approve button in the system. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel.